Combination checkouts for Heta.
93.
In three figures of 100, 108 and 126. In victories over Clemens and Doby.
And somewhat similar paces as well for Damon over the last couple of games, but we can't say that about Danny, who took care of Liam Mendel-Lawrence for the second consecutive European Tour event. That game took over half an hour.
140.
Whereas the game against Dirk this afternoon, that did not take long at all. 8 legs, I think it was about 20 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good performance in that. 75% on his doubles.
140.
Kind of did to Dirk what maybe we expected Dirk to do to him. Based on what we've seen so far, Van Duijvenbode was the player on tour with the highest win percentage of any player, game by game, in 2023.
I love a good win percentage stat. You know me. Now 124 for Danny to equalise.
53.
And Damon doesn't like that. Didn't get himself into 2-dart range, which for him would have been the minimum.
Noppert can't help himself to a match levelling checkout. So Heta will get a go at this. Treble 17. Leaves him on tops. Takes a moment. But delivers a dart perfectly to its destination.
Have you ever seen Damon this animated? He wasn't this animated when he was playing in the World Cup with Simon last year. This is a new Damon Heta.
Do you know what? It's so good to watch as well, because I love to see people doing what they love and actually looking like they're enjoying
96.
it.
Absolutely. Get the feeling that the Cookie Monster's enjoying it too. But you're absolutely right. There's so much pressure involved in these stages of tournaments that if you can just say, I'm going to go and enjoy this. And it's easier to say that when you are pretty much guaranteed to be at the European Championship anyway. Even at this early stage of the season, if that pressure is lifted, you can just go for it and say, you know what, I'm going to enjoy every game I've got.
Well, he's enjoying it, we're enjoying it. I'm sure the crowd
100.
that seem to be very much on his side, thanks to this kind of new, fresh thing that he's brought.
He's going to be known as the most generous person in darts. He keeps giving things away. He'll be hoping he doesn't give 6 legs away.
Yeah, we won't mention that they're not his things to give. We'll let him off.
Are you trying to tell me that he did not purchase those lollipops on Sunday?
85. Damon, you're 120.
Well, that's a bit awkward.
Yeah, great angle to see why.
You can see how upright
60.
those darts are for Damon as well. If he is going to miss that 60 with the first dart, he's far better off getting it just above. They're actually almost identical when it comes to angle of attack. Danny, throughout his career, has always used a kite-shaped flight. Damon has always used the standard-shaped flight with 6 sides on it.
Well, that could be a little awkward as well, hence a little shuffle to the right, because that's where the room is.
Plenty of room at the inn. And it's 3-0 Damon Heta. And when you mentioned at the start of this game that Damon has never beaten Danny Noppert in 2 attempts, you thought, well, that's very interesting.
60.
Danny beat him en route to his UK Open triumph as well. So you think, is this the start of maybe Danny figuring out how to beat one of the best players
81.
from outside of Europe? But maybe not tonight.
Pretty perfect performance so far from Damon Heta. 3 legs, won all of them in 15 darts.
40.
Hasn't allowed Danny Noppert a single dart at double, and when your opponent has come into this quarter-final hitting more than half of his double
100.
attempts, that is a very, very good tactic.
Absolutely. They're the games you can enjoy when your opponent's not getting a shot at the outer ring or the ball. But you can never, ever take your eye off the ball, and you must remain
58.
sharp. Michael van Gerwen at times has spoken about getting big leads and then just going to sleep for about 5-6 minutes, and from having the big lead, he's got someone on his tail. That is a learning speech from Michael to a lot of the other dart players around the world, trying to chase down some of his title wins. Just
100.
do something when you feel like you're losing concentration. It's called an anchoring process, where you just remind yourself of where you are and what you're doing.
Well, everything that Damon Heta is doing is coming up trumps right now.
Might not be a 15 darter though, Murph.
Yeah, it might spoil his little pattern.
Damon, you require 40.
Still will be a 5-visit leg for Damon Heta. He's missing on purpose now. He just wants double 15 for 15.
25.
I'm not really sure how that could have been any worse.
Yeah, starting on 40, coming back on 15, and he is coming back.
Well, he can't leave double 8
57. Damon,
because he likes that corner. He's going to have to go probably for a 3 or a 7. So it's his usual tertiary double in double 4.
11.
And it's just a bit messy in this leg. He's offering
90.
something on a plate to the freeze.
Yeah, who has been frozen out up to this point. Now he gets to go at double 15. Can he do any better than Heta? Well, actually did worse.
Well, that was an opportunity that melted really quickly.
Damon, you require 4.
So a little bit of disastrous doubling here. Can Heta get back in the swing of things?
Oh, this is awkward.
No score.
I think the
Then you
shocked
require
silence around the Zenith Culture Arena here tells you the story. They thought it was going to be 4-0. And instead of a 4-leg cushion, it's now only 2 again. And that will just plant a little bit of doubt in the mind of Heta, who was cruising. But now he's got every right to tell himself off and then go back to the drawing board.
8 darts missed in that leg to lead the match 4-0.
96.
You do wonder if he's going to rue that. But I suppose if there is a bright side at all from losing that leg, it was on the Danny Noppert throw. So at least he wasn't broken.
Speaking of bright side, Nathan Aspinall up next. He takes on Andrew Gilding. That's the bottom half of the draw.
58.
The winner of that will face either Joe Cullen or Luke Humphreys in the second semi-final tonight.
It's got a nice ring to it, that game, hasn't it? Humphreys against Cullen.
Yeah, absolutely. The winner of this, of course, to play
56.
Michael Smith, who we just saw fend off a fight back from Keane Barry. Having a strange old tournament, isn't he, Smith?
Yes, he is.
Blew Gerwin Price out of the water, but then struggled against Adam Warner on his Eurotour debut yesterday and almost allowed Barry another comeback win.
140.
Wasn't Keane Barry impressive in trying to reel it in a bit? Just a really good, composed young player. Tonight we have 13 events won by the people in the quarterfinals. Half of the people in the quarterfinals have won a European Tour event before.
Well, Heta, having missed the opportunity to lead 4-0, now does lead 4-1. And what a marker dart he planted there.
It's a bit like a jack-in-a-box tonight. I'm liking watching him. I always do. But maybe even more so this evening.
140.
I think when it comes to double 16 and what happened in leg 4, he found himself on tops
60.
double 15 and obviously double 4. He made a mess of it, but ultimately his best friend on the dartboard, double 16, just a little bit of familiarity just gave him the opportunity to get to 4.
Yeah, and just the confidence to place the single right next to the double. Using it as a guide into his favourite double. Nothing wrong with being in your comfort zone.
Yeah, one thing he's changed, actually, so I've spoken to Damon a couple of times about little intricacies in his game. And I think he's trying to almost massage a new scoring rhythm.
57.
I don't know whether you've noticed over the last 2 or 3 seasons that when he first started, he was quite deliberate with all 3 darts, but darts 2 and 3, he's spending less time aiming, and he's trying to have a continuous
96.
moving motion. So he's trying to almost not aim darts 2 and 3 in the same way that, say, Gary Anderson does. He calibrates with dart 1, and then 2 and 3 just becomes a bit more of a fluent shot.
78.
See, aim first dart, then floor.
140.
I think what his process in his own mind is that he feels he can score heavier that way.
Danny Noppert will remain precise
55. Damon, you require 108.
keep the same gap between darts. The gap could still get bigger in this match, but Heta is going to need a treble 17 and a bullseye.
He's got 84 left. And Danny
44.
requires
Danny, you require
something that he has not
125.
done in this tournament, which is a ton plus finish. Now is a really good time to find it. And he does find it. Timing of the highest order there. Positively Swiss quartz. Needed it. Misses that. Could well be 5-1 down. And there's that fluency. Once again from Damon. And whenever he has a little setback, he starts the next leg strongly. It was a 140 start after he lost that 4th leg, and a 180 start after losing leg 6. That's sending the message to your opponent that I refuse to be broken down.
140.
Yeah, and even in the midst of a real battle with Chris Dobie, he just continued to respond when he needed to and continued to do it with a smile on his face.
123.
That was an enjoyable contest to watch because it was played in such a great spirit.
Yeah, great engagement between the players, but also between the players and the crowd.
170.
Great awareness of the crowd being so vitally important.
Yep.
I think we're supposed to say too good there when the player hits the bullseye.
Dave Chisnell did that earlier, didn't he?
Yeah.
He left 11 after 9. Ultimately in a game that he lost.
94. Damon,
You have to be a little bit more careful to make sure you don't miss the big number here. Well, got away with that.
On the 7th flag, Damon
How
Heta.
many 11 darters do you see finished on double 1? Now, I know what everybody's going to be thinking. All of you darts aficionados out there know of a leg completed in a Players' Championship by Michael van Gerwen where he hit a 10 darter on double 1. But that is rare, believe me.
Took out 11 for the 11. Treble 3, double 1. And then 3 trebles in response from Danny Noppert.
He threw that second dart so quickly.
60.
It's almost like he just said that there's no panic button at all. It's almost like it was part of the plan. I know he's been quite playful with the crowd this weekend, but
96.
I assure you that was not on purpose. Damon's average throughout this game has been superior to that of Danny. But over the last
59.
2 or 3 legs, Danny's improved his average by a good 8 points. He was down at 83 until maybe the start or the midpoint of leg 5.
Look how many more darts Damon's bought himself, though.
100.
At doubles in the match. Danny Noppert's doubling percentage has actually improved. It was already over 50 for the tournament. He's just not had many goes.
140. And you require 125.
If in doubt, just get another 125.
Well, you know how to do it, Danny. Exactly like this last time. 25, treble 20, and tops.
85.
You're never safe, even when you're 5-2 up. You've seen people lose from this position
96.
already this weekend.
And you require 40. He's on the 8th flag, Danny Noppert.
Yes, his doubling has been very good.
Throw first.
You don't expect, with a doubles percentage in the tournament, midway through a quarter-final, at almost 54%, to be on the cusp of elimination, but them's the breaks.
Yeah, well, in this match, Danny's on 60%, Damon a little over 30.
But what you said about opportunities, it's so appropriate.
130.
Because he's had more than 3 times the amount of efforts.
It's how he's starting legs, isn't it? That first 9, the gap in that.
Oh, yeah. It's 112.
59.
Most of the time, that's going to give you plenty of chances. Danny's a master at crafting wins with inferior averages.
96.
We talk about that UK Open win all the time and how he only averaged 84 to win that 21-leg final. But you sense that if he's going to win this game, he needs mistakes that may not be coming.
126.
Now, 271 is a number where you've got to start 19s. He wants all 3 for a 2-darter.
117.
On the bright side, it's a finish, but it's not the one that he wanted.
Yeah, Heta will be rather more handily placed. You would think.
Got to switch, really. Got to take the 9 off the end.
77.
Or even better, bring it down to single, treble, double combo, which is now something he will get a look at. He's had 1 ton-plus finish in this tournament of 111. Actually, in this game is 111. He's had 4 in the tournament.
Yeah, this time he does go the treble 14, knowing he needs to hit this. And Heta does hit. And he knocks out Noppert, defeating Danny for the first time in his career. The heat freezes out Danny Noppert, a 6-3 success to move into a semi-final showdown with the world #1 Michael Smith. A happy Heta, a good Heta. And it's been demonic darts from Damon so far in this tournament. He'll take on Smith in the semis. Coming next, Nathan Aspinall will take on Andrew Gilding.
Zweiter Halbfinalist beim Interwetten German Darts Grand Prix 2023 heißt Damon Heta. Damo, congratulations, through to the semi-finals. I had the feeling like you were bossing that game. There were a couple of moments when you let him in a bit, but apart from that, you were on top in that game.
Yeah, I knew I had to come out firing. Last time I played Danny, I didn't do that. This time I knew I had to do that, and things were happening for me. I just think it all happens from the start when I come out here. Things just happen for me.
I was going to say that. Things are happening for you. I was watching also when there was that one leg when you missed a lot of doubles and you let him in and he took the leg. The old Damon Heta would have been standing there maybe shaking his head going, why did it? Not the new Damon Heta. You said when we started out here in Munich, you said, it's not about statistics, it's not about averages, it's about enjoying yourself. And we can see that. I like this new Damon Heta.
Mate, I'm loving it myself, mate. It's what I have to do, I think, to not be so hard on myself. Don't try too hard. Just have fun, and things will happen. And that's what's happening here, and I'm absolutely loving it, mate. I'm going to keep on doing it, and because that's just me. I've found myself now, and I think just things are going to happen. They might not be the best of games, or they might be, and take my chances or not, but I'm just going to have fun up here and, yeah, take it as each game comes.
I mean, look at these guys here. They're chanting your name. It's Munich, but it could be Melbourne. It could be Melbourne.
Oh, anywhere, mate. I'm just loving it. So, yeah, absolute. I can't get enough. I can't get enough.
Listen, your walk-on so far. We've had the lollipops yesterday. We've had the new walk-on song and the heads in the afternoon. We've had the foam fingers now. I'm getting a bit scared of what you're going to do next.
The pressure is on. Literally, I've got nothing. Things just keep coming up in time. So I've got nothing. Something pops up, I'll just run with it, mate. Yeah, it's just who I am.
Damon, it's been working so far. Best of luck in the semi-finals. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Heat, Damon Heta.